All right, so Cortis just released a new song called Red Red. Let's get into this. Yeah, the sounds. Interesting sound right there. Ooh. I like how the percussion's going down. Interesting kind of voice effect there going on that. Ooh. That was nice right there how that came in. That bassy thing. Filling up. I like the delivery of the lines. Like right here. Like how they're doing this video right here. Yeah, I feel all that is really nice. Okay, I like the flow of this line right here and then repeating this red one. They're very catchy already on that. Ooh. Doing more of that line. I like that. I like the dance they're doing on that. And that's on that. Yeah, I love the different things they're doing with the instrumental. Nice. Nice. Yeah, it's interesting because the instrumental sounds significantly like louder than like their voices, but it blends really well with that. I like what they did with the repetition of the specific thing after each line, right? That's nice. Oh, nice. His voice kind of echoing right here. Not a tone on that. Okay, but I can't remember all the other thing that was interesting. Yeah, I really like this part right here where they kind of hold out that kind of right there. They go like longer for that, flow right here. And then they do that. I like how that's red as well, spread out the other track. Okay, I like how it's echo right there. Yeah, really interesting with this one. Definitely a very high energy song. This is definitely something I would put on into like a really nice energy, especially the way they did like the parts in the instrumental. What is that sound? It's interesting, kind of sound like the instrumental. The way they did it kind of sound like a video game type thing going on, especially this part right here. I love how going to the chorus it filled out a lot with the sound going down. They did nice with the production on that, especially going with like like this part, very bassy on that. I do like the chorus that was going on that. And they're just dancing right here. So they were dancing to this, cause in the video it was like going really well with the actual song that was playing. But yeah, I would say I enjoyed this one 100%. I feel like I would listen to this one, like I said, just more on a high energy thing. Like I said, I do like the kind of repeating thing that they did after each line, at the end of each line, the kind of dun thing. They had like a little kind of thing they would say and then repeat like the last little like syllable like sound they did or something like that. So like especially on that chorus where they had that going with the that's red, they repeated that a lot, so that was obviously very catchy. But even on the verses they had stuff like that. Very interesting, the way they did their voices on this with the auto-tune and stuff like that. And I like the kind of main melody, I guess, that they were repeating the entire time throughout the verses. That was pretty entertaining as well. This right here, like even the way they started. That's interesting. So with this in the first verse, they don't like do the repeating thing. They just kind of like add it on the thing, but still keeping this main flow right here. But then he does it longer, and then going to this, repeating it. And then the green thing. I like this part a lot right here. The flow on this. The way they do a living room right here. Yeah, so just that whole thing that they had with, you know, it repeating a lot, that was really nice. I like what they did with the vocals on the chorus part, and just the sound overall kind of like spread it out very, very nicely. It created a nice kind of like atmosphere on that, you know, and just going with their voices kind of like echoing through the track as well. And again, this is a very catchy thing right here, 100%. I wouldn't say it's my favorite song by them. Probably not a song I would listen to as much as the other ones, but just overall, like I said, with the very repetitive kind of flow on like certain things, it definitely made it a very catchy song and something I would put on and just vibe to, and just, you know, overall stuff like that, especially with the way the instrumentals going as well. Like I said, it created a nice kind of energy with everything filled out and the sounds that they use on this one. Also, I want to make a, you know, slight kind of, you know, comment about the lyrics. I like the way they did the lyrics overall. I was noticing, you feel me, just throughout, it was like they were naming things off that was like kind of like red, you feel me. I guess in the red was supposed to mean like, you feel me, you know, like a green light, like red light, stop. So like, you feel me, they were naming off things that to them was like a no, right? Like a no, like stop, like it's a red or something like that. But then there was, you know, putting green, like, you know, right here, the traffic light hit green. They were saying basically like, you know, don't do any of the red stuff, and then the green stuff, you feel me, they like, or something like that. I don't know. It's something like that I was, you know, getting from the lyrics right here. And then they also say something about come mess with my team or something like that. And they're, you know, talking about doing stuff with the team and all of that. So I like that overall kind of incorporation into the lyrics with that as well. Just the way they did the lyrics overall was pretty interesting. So yeah, 100% really enjoyed this song wise. Music video was nice as well. You know, it's just a bunch of random stuff. I wasn't really paying attention to exactly what they were doing, but I do like the way they filmed this. This was really nice. It's kind of like, you know, natural thing of them just being out somewhere or something like that and then filming it. The different ways that they were filming it was really interesting as well. I like how they paired it with the video at certain things, at certain parts and stuff like that. There was one part where they were doing like a dance on like the street. We saw it at the end right there, but I like how that went with the, you know, the song as well. They were doing that really nicely. Or even like, you know, that one part where they were getting like the ice cream and it like repeated green. It like, you know, kind of repeated the scene right there as he was putting like the green thing on. So, you know, pairing stuff like that with the video and the song as well was pretty entertaining on this one. So yeah, I like how they did this overall. Very entertaining for that as well. So yeah, 100%. Tell me what you guys thought about CORTIS Red right here. What did you like? What did you not like? Tell me what your favorite part of everything was. Song, music video. Definitely like to hear your opinion. Hope you guys enjoyed my reaction to this one. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.